Good morning and welcome back to BIFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information. In today's episode, we'll be talking to associate members Descartes about their upcoming annual member survey. But before we do that, I'd like to hand over to our Director General, Steve Parker, who would like to give you guys a bit of background about this survey and some further context.
Thanks, Nat. That's a great introduction. If I might just add a few words to our members, just to give you a bit of an update about how all of this around Descartes came about. You can imagine where I sit, I get lots of surveys done by lots of different companies, lots of different people. They all send me something that is a survey about our industry. But it occurred to me that many of those that do that actually are from outside of our industry. They're not people who understand what we do as freight forwarders, as customs brokers. And I thought it would be good if we could find a survey that would help us to pull stuff together from people who understand us. So I spoke to Descartes and their annual survey. We did some work on the wording and the updates in an effort to try and pull all of this together in the hope that we can have a good survey that helps our industry, done by people who are in our industry, for our industry, and look after us in that appropriate way. So the idea is, if you would, try and spend a few minutes just completing the survey for us. It would be really useful. They will then put together all the results. And the hope is that all of that will come together and that they will publish all of those, we'll share all of those at our Business Leaders Forum, which is on the 1st of October in central London. So this is my plea, my request that you just spend 5 minutes, look at the survey, help us pull that together, and I'll share everything with you I can. Thank you very much. So back to Nat and to Martin.
Good morning, Martin. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you.
Hi, good morning. Good to see you as well.
So my first question for you is, can you tell us what Descartes does for LSPs and what your role at Descartes is?
Sure. Well, I'm the VP Product Management for Descartes, sitting in our Customs and Regulatory Compliance pillar, which means I'm responsible for the product strategy for our European customs solutions, as well as our global security filing products as well. Both of which form just a small part of what we do to support LSPs. So here at Descartes, the way we support LSPs, which is including freight forwarders, customs brokers, and 3PLs, is by helping them streamline both their customer-facing services and their internal operations. Now, this can mean enabling their customers to quote, book, and track shipments online, but also strengthening their back office processes that keep everything running smoothly. Job costing, invoicing, workflow automation, global price management, and things like that. Now, in my specific area, in customs and regulatory compliance, we work with those LSPs to really simplify and modernise their customs compliance workflows. In the UK, most of your membership probably know us through the e-customs product, or in Ireland through the Time product. And those applications support all the various customs processes, CDS, NCTS, EMCS, and the like, but also customs and excise warehousing that support tax efficient operations that many of your members may be offering their customers. As I mentioned, I'm also looking after global security filings. So that covers many of the filing programs internationally, such as ACAS, UAE, PLACI, and border processes here close to home, like GVMS, PBN, ELO coming along with the French. And obviously, we're heavily focused on ICS2 Road at the moment, which I'm sure is at the forefront of many of your members' minds at the moment. But our overall aim is to try and make it easier for forwarders to move goods efficiently across the UK and those EU borders in combination with the various systems. And overall, for LSPs, it's really to try and make sure they have the tools needed to reduce risk, operate efficiently, and keep goods moving across what is increasingly complex global supply chains. I think every week or month, there's new challenges thrown at LSPs that they have to try and navigate. And we really want to try and be there to help them navigate those challenges and enable them to add value to the service they provide their customers.
Sure, that's a great introduction, Martin. Thank you. So moving on to this episode in particular, we're going to be talking about the annual survey that Descartes always conduct. Mm-hmm. This obviously survey gains a variety of insights for our industry. Can you expand on that a little bit more for us, please?
Sure. For the past 10 years, I believe we've been proud to spearhead this initiative, which we think is quite vital, and it's recognised industry wide for trying to capture the pulse of, as I mentioned, a rapidly evolving sector. Participation from organisations such as yourself really enriches and broadens that understanding, a collective understanding, and that helps enhance the survey's impact in informing the readers of what's happening and what is really challenging the industry.
Sure. And obviously, as you mentioned and alluded to, the feedback from our members will be incredibly valuable. So can you tell us a little bit more about how members can participate in the survey and when does the survey close?
Sure. Well, this year the survey is actually focused on 4 key themes: tariffs, e-commerce and de minimis implications, macroeconomic conditions, and trade wars and their industry effects. So all quite pertinent to the moment. So the actual survey closes on July the 11th. So there's not, there's about just under a month to respond. And there will be a link in the communications that your membership can click on, follow, and hopefully just give us a few minutes of their time to fill in.
Martin, thank you very much for your time this morning. It's great to see you.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity in discussing this with you.
Further details on the survey that Martin and I have just spoken about can be found in the description below. That's all for today's episode of BIFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information.